Hello and welcome to my podcast, Tanya Corless. Today I'm again talking a little bit about myself, and I'll try to give answer to questions that I receive out of you, from my followers, from people who is watching me. Thank you for that. Today would be my dialogue about myself. First question. I think I did give this answer already, but anyway, why did you start podcast? I will give answer from the point I start to do podcast, to develop my skills, to find my talent, and help myself to bright up. And whatever I'm doing, whatever guest I bring to the studio, I'm trying to show that everybody can be inspired by anybody. And sometimes in our life, we can hear stories from somebody to understand it's not the last day in our life. Somebody gets through that, and I will be able to. Second question. How can I describe ideal woman? Ideal woman is the same like an ideal man, in my opinion, but woman maybe should be a little bit softer, maybe more flexible and loyal. But at the same time, ideal woman should have a spine. It's like a tree in the middle of the field, wind going through, but you're still strong and able to blossom. Strong woman has to be, in nowadays, not only beautiful picture and sharpy brain. It's kind loyalty that's more important. Especially if you're mother, if you're wife. But if you're single, no harm to be nice, no harm to be loyal. Another question. Are you a jealous person? Am I a jealous person? No, I'm not. But it doesn't stop me to want something what I don't have if somebody has it. And competitive sometimes if or when situation required to be competitive. Jealousy is for people who maybe didn't have enough confidence, who lost their ground under their feet. Anyway, I'm not a jealous person, for definite. Okay, and there's one more questions. Are you happy? Today I'm happy, but what happened tomorrow I didn't know. Was I happy yesterday? Yesterday, yes. Maybe day before, not. Happiness is not what's happening maybe every day, but what you can make it happen for you. It'll be work for you every day in the future. It's, again, happiness maybe it's when you believe in yourself. Happiness, it's when you're feeling comfortable, when you're healthy. Maybe for somebody it's happy. If talk about the happy, I am happy. Today, I'm definitely a happy person. Another question. So which countries impress you most? For the last couple of years, we traveled a lot, as you know, guys. Of course, I love Portugal because we live from there 50-50. But one of the countries I have been, this was the Dominican Republic. And it was impressive. The nature, the sound, and the sea, it was happened before Christmas. It was Christmas present. And to be honest, I was absolutely impressed with this country, of the beauty, of the weather, of people. Anyway, that's my experience. If you follow somebody, would you inspired by this person, or you just follow it? Or maybe you will use a role like an example. For me, when I follow people, I follow because I have interest in them, because they do something what I like it. Will I check their content, what they're doing exactly? Maybe not. Yes, I will get inspiration from people who I meet every day. And I believe if you meeting somebody and you don't get inspiration, maybe it's wrong people who you met. Maybe I'm wrong saying that. Also about the role, no, because I believe that everybody unique. And if you will follow by example of somebody's role, you wouldn't be yourself. Because person, when they're doing something, they already have their own experience and personalities, ideas, dreams. That's why they're doing this and that. And if you'll follow that example, you probably will lose your unique actions, unique personalities. I would say that I follow, I'm inspired, but I wouldn't be take as an example for myself 100%. How do you raise your kids and share your principles? How do you raise my kids? So I do have three kids, 21, 19, and 3 years old. How do you raise them? I give them lots of freedom, but at the same time, I can call myself I'm a strict mother from the point that I don't understand what's going on in my house. I would like to know when they leave the house, when approximately they will get back. If they're late, I would love to get some message. Say, hello, mom, I'm late, don't be worried. I don't ask much, but at the same time, it's for security point of view. Another part of that is my own kind of comfortability for myself to know what's happened to my child if he's not around the house, even in that age group when they're 21 and 19. The principles, again, I would say so simple. Trust. You need to build a trust relationship with the kids. You need to show by example what they can achieve in their lives. You can tell them lots of things, but don't expect they will follow it, because usually, especially our kids, they can understand what you're talking and what you like to explain only when you show them an example. It would be your own example. If you want them to wash the dishes, you have to do this as well, at least sometimes, to show an example. It's a simple example to explain my idea of their principles. But at the same time, I wouldn't bother if my child would say to me, listen, mom, we're going to the party and probably I'll stay over. I have no problem about that. But I'll have a problem if he'll tell me, mom, I'll be stay there for a few days. I wouldn't be happy. Why it's no problem to let them again, students nowadays, young adults, to do what they want because they're adults. I think if you let yourself to stay in somebody's houses for longer than one day after the party, it doesn't show that you have a class. You have your own house. You need to get back home. You can meet this friend again. Unless, of course, if you go on holiday, it's a different story. I'm talking about kind of day-to-day weekend routine. And of course, if you don't study or whatever you're doing in your life, you're working or you're doing something around the house, duties, you have to do 100% correctly. Or don't do this at all. Don't do if you're not sure you're able to complete the task. Take a break, whatever, but if you start doing or you promise something, you have to follow what you said. 100% of correction. Don't need it after this. Anyway, next question. I hope it's enough that I explain everything what's been asking me. Do you want more kids? No, thank you very much. I don't have more kids than I have already. But if somebody tomorrow will tell me, you might have a girl, to be honest, I will consider. Because I have only boys. I don't have an experience to have a girl. I cannot say it was my dream to have a girl, but of course, why not? Two. But it's only a dream. Another question. Who is doing makeup for you? Makeup, I'm doing myself. I'm always doing makeup myself. Yes, I was trying to use makeup artists. Sometimes I was happy, sometimes I wasn't happy. It depends. But in my opinion, for everyday, day-to-day routine, every woman should learn little skills how to do makeup. I'm talking about the basic things. Of course, if you're not, it's not your skills. If you don't have a talent or you believe you're not great in that, it's great to have makeup artists. But of course, you need to maybe have a trial with one or another before you pick the best one for you, especially if you have occasion coming up. Did you use any fillers or Botox? Fillers, no. Botox, yes. I think everybody in my age will use something. At least it's only small Botox. Plan for that. Maybe when I'm getting older, I'll consider to do more. But at the moment, I'm happy what I have. And the next question, are you afraid of getting older? Getting older, Older, like the words, mature, like a wine. Yes. Older, no, honestly, I believe if you're afraid to get older and get mature, if maybe you get more wrinkles, of course, from our stages in our lives, we change just in the bodies, on the face, even wrinkles coming up. But at the same time, I'm not afraid to get a little bit older, mature, because it's natural. It will be happen, doesn't matter what you're doing, how you're doing. Yes, you can help yourself to look better in your age, even younger, youthful. But to look youthful as you've been looking when you were 20 is impossible. Yes, you can do maybe a surgery, something else. In my stage of my life, I don't think about it yet. Let's talk about in 10 years. Another question. What I will pick, family or career? I don't like this. I'd like to make this choice. I don't like to pick one or another. I believe in our life, it's still possible to jungle two balls together. You can have a lovely job where you're happy, where you can develop yourself and meeting other people, and you can be a good mother, a wife who look after your family. Yes, nowadays maybe it's hard because it's a big demands to be at work 24/7 sometimes or working long hours, weekend, but still it's possible to be successful at work and be a happy, loved mother and wife in your family. That's what I think. Another one. Can you forgive cheating husband or boyfriends? Strange question. No, I can't. I can't forgive. I can forgive from the point it's fine, accept it happens. Can I be in the same relationship with the same person who cheated on me? No, because trust is ruined. And I think when it's happened, doesn't matter from what side. That only ruined the relationship. It's ruined beliefs that it could be better. Maybe somebody can, I can't. I don't see myself be that the same person with that particular man in my life. It would be hurtful. Another question. How did you meet your husband? Which one? My first husband or my current husband? My first husband I met when I was 17 years old. We've been seeing each other for a few years. Then we moved together to Ireland. And then whatever happens, happened. My second husband, I met him in an airport on the plane. Basically, simple story. Maybe not simple for somebody, but yeah. This is where the house happened. Do you have any tattoo? No, I'm okay with people who have some money, and I like it, to be honest, when somebody wearing tattoo, but I don't see myself to have any. For many reasons, I can't see myself when I will again getting mature, older, have the same tattoo for kind of rest of my life. Maybe I'll change my mind in 5 years, 10 years. I don't know. We can ask this question again and see what I'm thinking. But no, I personally, I don't want to have any tattoo. What need to do to start a podcast? Your passion. Doesn't matter what you try to do in your life. You try to get a new job, or you try to bring your hobby into life and start making money on it. You need your passion. You should love what you're doing. You have to be happy when you come to the studio or you come to your work every day. If our job, something what you're doing in life doesn't make you feel happy, comfortable, passion, that your eyes are sparkling when you talk about that, I think you need to consider to change what you're doing. Why I'm saying that? Because our hobby sometimes it's 80% of what we're doing in our life. Sometimes 50, depends what stage of life you're at the moment. But at the same time, it's a lot. And what I'm doing, I'm trying to be happy. When I was working as a technician in the pharmacy, I was happy. I was happy to come to work every day and do what I was doing. And now I'm doing podcast. Yes, I'm happy what I'm doing. I'm happy to meet new people. I'm happy to hear their stories. I'm happy to ask the questions, and I'm happy to develop myself, because guys, that it's my new chapter for me in my life, where I'm still learning how to do this. If you have no passion, you can't do anything. Another question. If you have a chance to live one day of any celebrities, who you would be and why? I like to be maybe Princess Diana. I don't know why, but I love her as a person, and she's a great woman, and she shows the strength of human being who came maybe in very awkward, not nice situation, but she was faced the situation very, very respectfully, I would say. And I believe maybe based on my experience, based on story I heard, I believe maybe if I would have a chance to live one day of her life, I would be able to change something. But maybe it's only a dream. Another question. Would you change anything in your past? First of all, you can't change anything in your past. You can't change what's going to be happen maybe in the future. Only what you can change what you're doing today. Past is past. Maybe if I can change, I don't know, it's not personality. Maybe if you change situation where I will feel more comfortable, but you can't do that either. So I don't think so. I will, no. The answer, no. Another one. Oh, this would be actually related. Another question so related to the previous one. Give advice to yourself in your 20s. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Build this confidence, and don't listen to other ones, because sometimes people give you advice not because they want you the best. Sometimes people give you advice because they want you not to be better than them. They're afraid that you could be jump over the head. When I was 20s, to be honest, I was so shy girl. I'm still probably shy, but I built some confidence, I believe. And to be honest, when you're 20s, everybody are so different. But what I learned out at that time, and I'm learning still from my kids, when you're at that age, it's a very sensitive age for everybody. And you believe that you know everything, because especially nowadays you have access to Google, internet, social media, whatever. You get out information. That time it wasn't that easy peasy to get and understand a lot of things. And educate yourself. If you have an answer, you have to find the book, or maybe go to your parents. For everybody who is in that age, even to myself, that time I can say, believe in yourself and build the confidence, and listen to your guts, listen to your hearts, what you like to do and who you like to be. You always have a plan up to 5 years up to front of you to see. If you like to be, for example, a pharmacist, so you need to understand what you should do to be the pharmacist. If you'd like to be, I don't know, a podcaster, so you need to understand what you should to do, what skills need to be built to be in 5 years there or here. That's what I can advise. It's only, I think it's very simple answer for that. Maybe not, but yeah. Give definition of the self-confidence person. A self-confident person, it's a person who, again, believe in themselves, person who love himself from the point, a person who able to understand, I know what I want and I know how to get this, but at the same time, they don't have a crown over the head. It's something about the human being as well. Because for somebody to feel confidence, need to have a great car or expensive bag or maybe expensive glasses. But in my opinion, it's all great. And if, to be honest, if you feel that you need it, go and get it. And if those glasses or this makeup help you to feel confident, do this. Don't expect somebody will help you to feel confident. It's your job to do for yourself. But also, I believe, self-confident person, the person who sometimes Don't need to have those cars, glasses, or bags. Because if you know your own self-worth, who you are, where you ground, what you do in your life, and you're honest with yourself, I think that's what to give you self-confidence. It's not about the objects around you. It's not about sometimes circumstances, expensive or less expensive things. It's who you are and how you feel and what you deliver to other ones. If you point that you can deliver and be a cool or guy or girl because you have a car, I don't think so. I just think it's a self-confident person. It's a person who would like to show off. It's my understanding. I could be wrong. Anyway, next question. Would you like to write your own book about yourself? No, not at the moment. I wouldn't say I like to write book about myself, my biography. No, because first of all, I'm too young to think about that. Secondly, if I will do such a projects, it will be for my kids and for my grandchildren. It's not about to show what I did do. No, it would be more about what I wish for them, what I would love to advise and maybe share, but not from the points, or it's my biography and it's something important for everybody. It will be important for them because they're my kids, my grandchildren. And it would be like a letter where probably would be gone by this time, but they will be still able to talk to them. Because I believe if you leave something when your kids can read or look at it, what you have done, it's help them to understand the life better. And this bond would be stay with them for forever. I think it's more important than anything else. Another question, guys, it's oh, three things that you will take with you on the desert island. Three things what I need to bring with me on desert island. SPF cream. Probably it's what's so sunny, I believe. What else? My goodness. A brush. It's no harm to look good. And what else? A friend. At least I wouldn't be there by myself. We'll have a fun, SPF and brush. We can look good. Saying that, it's actually why SPF, because I think nowadays we have to be careful when we go under the sun and to rid off the pigmentation happen after you expose your skin under the sun. It costs you money, time, and you damage your skin. And that's what actually bring you and look more older than you are. Doesn't help you to look youthful when it's too much. Another one, did you ever have a depression or anxiety? Anxiety, maybe I did have anxiety, but I never focused on that. I would say no. Depression, yes, I'm human, and yes, sometimes situation didn't go the way I wanted, bring me so down, and maybe I wasn't ready for it. That's why, yes, I can say I was feeling very depression of that, and I sometimes in one stage of my life didn't feel that I will able to find the way ever out of the situation. And I was feeling that all door been closed for me, but actually not. But you can realize this after, so it's need time. And of course, guys, if you feel any depression or any anxiety, don't afraid to go and see a doctor and get help if you need it. At the time, for me, I find my way how to sort myself out. And also I can advise for people based on my own experience, if you're feeling any way down, try to do something what you didn't do before. Like if you didn't do run, go for run. If you maybe didn't talk to your parents, go and talk to your parents. Try to distract your thoughts from this negative point of view. And if you know, sport will help us to bring dopamine. And if you talk to people who valuable for you or you can trust, it's help as well, because you will feel that you're not by yourself. You can feel that you have a support from others. That is important. But if you're feeling you need to go to the shopping, go on to the shopping. It helps. Do something to help yourself. Don't sit down at home. Don't lock yourself out of your friends. I know it's easy to say than to do, but if you realize something going wrong, just put everything down on a piece of paper. Look at that and say, okay, I start locking myself out and don't go anywhere. Don't meet people. Stop doing sport. Maybe now you have to rethinking, recharge yourself and say, okay, even it's hard for me, I'm going today for a walk for half an hour. Yes, I don't want to see anybody because it's tough, but don't see everybody at the same day. Meet one person for 15 minutes, even over the phone, on Zoom, on a video call. That helps. That's what I was doing at the time. Another question. What age were you when you realized you're beautiful? I don't like this question. I'll explain to you why. Because I believe every girl is so beautiful. And I would say when you realized, I would rephrase maybe this question, when you see that man, girl, or boys start paying attention to you. When you grow up, when you build self-confidence, and yes, of course, you will get this attention when you're 16, when you're 18, and after. But I think I talk about myself when I realized, I was at the age when I was feeling I'm confident and I know who I am. I know my values. I do understand what I want in life. That's why all the tension when I start getting out of people around me, I can realize that, yes, I am beautiful. Because to understand that, you need to be more than just beautiful. You need to feel yourself. That's inside out. And I believe appearance, it's important in our life, okay? And I do believe people who dressed well, look well, it's easy in their life to open the doors. But also I believe that we will meet people who look good, talk good, but then eventually you'll be so disappointed. So I don't want to disappoint myself, first of all. That's why I would say about myself, yes, from that point I can call myself I'm beautiful. I count myself I'm beautiful. I think we cover up all the question I got out of you boys and girls, everybody who's watching me. And I hope you are happy to hear the answer. I believe my answers give you an idea about what could happen in life and how to deal with that. Or maybe you understand me better. Thank you very much for all those questions. For me, they're important too, because when I'm trying to give the answer, I'm thinking about myself on a different angle. And I also wish you all the best. Stay with me. I'm Tanya Corless, and you were on my podcast about myself. Bye.